Your green card isn't safe. 5 real ways you could lose it in 2025. Let's clear something up. Just because your card says permanent resident doesn't mean your status is permanent. Recent actions by USCIS, new internal memos, and political statements have sparked real concerns. The term permanent is starting to feel conditional, especially under the current Trump administration. In this video, we'll walk through 3 increasingly common ways green card holders are losing their status in 2025 and how to avoid becoming the next case. This isn't speculation. These are based on real trends immigration attorneys are seeing today. 1. Abandoning your residency through travel. Let's start with one of the most misunderstood reasons people lose their green cards: travel. Yes, you can travel internationally as a green card holder. But if you stay outside the US for too long or too often, immigration officers might decide that you've abandoned your permanent residency, even if that was never your intention. Here's how it works. If you spend more than 12 months outside the US in one continuous trip, there is an automatic presumption that you abandoned your green card. But even 6 months or more can raise red flags and disrupt your path to citizenship. And it gets worse. Even if you never left for more than a few months at a time, officers may look at the pattern of your travel. If it looks like you're living overseas and just dipping in and out of the US to keep your green card, they can challenge your residency at the border. They might ask, where do you work? Where's your family? Do you pay US taxes? Are you renting or owning property in the US? If your answers suggest your life is outside America, you could be pressured into signing Form I-407, a voluntary surrender of your green card. Or, worse, they'll let you in temporarily, then issue a notice to appear in immigration court. What can you do? If you absolutely must be outside the US for more than 6 months, especially beyond a year, apply for a re-entry permit before you go. That gives you 2 years of protected travel. Always maintain strong ties to the US, like a home, job, and tax history. 2. Fraud or misrepresentation in your application. This next reason is becoming more common, especially as USCIS reviews old files under tighter scrutiny. If you obtained your green card through fraud or by hiding key information, your status is at risk. This includes things like entering into a fake or sham marriage to get a spousal green card, using fake employment letters or diplomas, leaving out a criminal record or prior deportation on your forms, claiming no group affiliations when your social media shows otherwise. What's scary is that you might have gotten your green card years ago and everything seemed fine. You renewed it. You paid your taxes. But the moment USCIS rechecks your file or someone reports you, they can launch a rescission proceeding to take your green card back. And that can happen within 5 years of getting the green card, or even later if the fraud is serious enough. Best advice? Be honest. Always. Even if it's something minor, disclose it up front and speak with an immigration attorney before filing anything new. 3. Criminal history, even if it's years old. This one surprises a lot of people. You might have had a DUI 10 years ago, or maybe you were convicted of petty theft when you were younger. You served your sentence. You moved on. But immigration law doesn't always move on with you. In 2025, USCIS is reviewing old criminal records during green card renewals, naturalization applications, and even travel. If your crime involves moral turpitude, like fraud, theft, or assault, it could lead to deportation even if it's a misdemeanor. Here's how it works. If you're convicted of one such crime within 5 years of getting your green card, and the sentence was at least 1 year, you're deportable. If you've been convicted of 2 such crimes at any time, even years apart, you're deportable. If you have even 1 conviction, you may be considered inadmissible, meaning you could be blocked from re-entering the US if you travel abroad. We've seen cases where people travel abroad and, when returning, are pulled into secondary inspection and placed into removal proceedings over something from their past they thought was resolved. Your move? If you have any criminal record, consult an immigration lawyer before you travel, apply for naturalization, or submit any USCIS form. 4. Public charge risk, relying on certain government benefits. This isn't a criminal issue, and it's not about travel either. but it's still getting green card holders in trouble. In 2025, public charge enforcement is rising again, especially under stricter Trump-era policy interpretations. USCIS can question your status if they determine you've become primarily dependent on public assistance. This doesn't include emergency Medicaid or pandemic relief, but it can include a long-term use of cash assistance programs like TNF or SSI, use of multiple benefit programs over time, even if not cash-based, situations where you're unable to support yourself due to lack of work or medical disability, especially if you didn't apply for a re-entry permit and stayed outside the U.S. And it's not just new applicants. Green card holders who used public benefits excessively may be flagged during renewals or citizenship applications. USCIS might ask, are you financially self-sufficient? Have you been unemployed long-term? Have you relied on state or federal assistance? The safest path: avoid depending on public cash assistance if possible. Maintain private health insurance and a stable source of income. Keep documentation of your work history, taxes, and financial independence. 5. Financial misconduct or failure to file taxes. Many green card holders don't realize that failing to meet basic tax obligations can lead to serious immigration consequences. The law requires green card holders to file U.S. tax returns every year, regardless of whether they earn income inside or outside the U.S. Failing to file taxes, misreporting your status, for example, filing as a non-resident, or committing tax fraud could flag your case. We're also seeing a rise in benefit fraud cases, like using a fake address to receive local services or falsely claiming children for benefits. These may seem like small errors, but they carry major weight in immigration proceedings. USCIS may consider them evidence of bad moral character, fraud, or lack of ties to the U.S. Here's what to do. File your U.S. taxes every year, even if you lived abroad. Report global income accurately. Avoid shortcuts or tax advisors who suggest gray area strategies. This also helps prove your continuous residence, which strengthens your citizenship application. Final tips to stay safe. Apply for U.S. citizenship as soon as you qualify. Keep detailed records of your taxes, employment, and residence. Travel smart, get a re-entry permit if needed. Always file your taxes and report overseas income. Never lie on immigration forms. Request your A file using FOIA before filing N-400. Speak with an immigration attorney before taking any risks. If this helped clarify things for you, hit like, subscribe, and turn on the bell icon so you never miss a critical update. This is BorderDrip USA, where we don't just report policy. We show you how it affects your life. See you in the next video.